All right. Excuse me. All right, thanks all for joining us here on the live stream. We're going to talk about this upcoming winter storm that is moving in our direction. And the amounts of snow that could fall from this are still in question. It's a couple of days out. The snow would start falling across northeast Kansas, most likely about 48 hours from now. And we'll see the snow falling through much of the day on Saturday. Now, the confidence from Emporia to the Oklahoma line, the confidence of a deep snow there is very high. Around here, the snow is going to taper off pretty dramatically somewhere. It's just hard to draw that line. Is that line near the turnpike? Is that line I-70? It won't be as far north as the Nebraska state line, but somewhere here we're going to go from something like 3 to 7 inches down to 2, 1, and less. So here's what we have. The big problem is going to be this extreme cold weather, first of all. We're not going to miss this. So even if it doesn't snow at all, it will snow. Even if it didn't, we still have this extreme wind chill. Friday, wind chill value close to -10. That's even in the morning on Friday. So if the kids have to be at the bus stop on Friday morning, please be aware it's going to be extremely cold. I don't think we'll have snow falling by Friday morning, and it's very unlikely we'll have a bunch of closings, cancellations. We could. Maybe somebody would close for close school or close something because it's so cold. Saturday, wind chill value is -15. The bulk of the snow falls from Friday night into Saturday, but continues to snow on off Saturday and even Saturday night, but the wind chill there -15. Sunday, the snow ends early, but the wind chill near -10 really all day long. So we're going to call all three of these first alert weather days because they're all dangerous. The wind chill being that cold itself is extremely dangerous. Sorry, excuse me for the cough there. All right, so we know to take care of ourselves. Don't forget your pets. This is a reminder we need to kick out each year. But Fido, his water, of course, is going to freeze over very easily with wind chill, with temperatures near zero, not just the temperature, not just the wind chill, but the temperature itself. Make sure that the pets have got shelter from the cold and the wind. Give them a dry blanket. If they have a blanket, that can get wet, and if it's wet and frozen, it's not going to help them. So straw is one of the things recommended for them as well. Make sure they've got access to unfrozen water. So if the pets have to be outside, make sure that you're going out there and giving them fresh water frequently. So it's going to freeze over repeatedly. Increase their meal size, give them more calories, and bring them inside if possible. If you bring them in just once or twice a year when it's extremely cold, this is one of those times. So this is Friday, Saturday, really Sunday, and maybe even Monday as well. If you haven't already, make sure you download the WIBW weather app. I put this on TV frequently. You can just take a picture of this with your camera phone, and it'll take you through the process. All right, I do want to show you the computer model. Here's what we have coming up. Tomorrow's not a problem. If you have errands to run, groceries to pick up, all that stuff, I hate to make a run on grocery stores. It's always the weatherman that sends people out for the milk and bread. I get the pun. I get the joke. It's funny. It's worse if we say it's going to snow and that it doesn't, of course. But in this case, what we're most worried about is this wind chill is going to be just terrible. So Friday morning, we're looking at wind chill values 0 to -10. If you've got errands to run, tonight is fine. Tomorrow is fine too with temperature near 40. But Friday, really from morning all the way through the day, is going to be extremely cold. There's not a snow chance from what I see in the morning on Friday. And even the afternoon, looks like the bus stop should be fine. The kids getting home with snow just beginning. But still wind chill values 0 to -10 in the afternoon on Friday. So this is going to be cold all day. Make sure the kids are dressed up something like that on Friday. They want thick coats, hats, scarves, gloves, all that. And make sure that they aren't out at the bus stop any longer than they have to be. So you don't want to send them out 30 minutes before the bus gets there and have the kiddos hanging out there in -10 wind chill for 30 minutes. That's not great. So just keep an eye for the bus and to send them out kind of at the last minute. From 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday, now the snow starts to accumulate. Wind chill 15 below zero for many of us, and the snow could be heavy at times. Now, this is a difference in the computer model from yesterday. Yesterday, most of the snow was to the south. Now it's got more of it coming our direction. There's Saturday, 1 a.m. to 8 a.m., And we'll have this really fine, powdery snow that blows around very easily. So the winds aren't going to be 35, 50 miles per hour, normal blizzard conditions. But because it'll be 20, 30 miles per hour for some of these gusts, it's still going to blow around the snow a bit. So we'll have poor visibility at times. I'll call it near blizzard conditions, but not close to the actual criteria for it, because it's no blowing and drifting. That 7 a.m. Saturday, still snowing. As we get into the afternoon on Saturday, still snowing, still a wind chill of 10 to 15 below zero. Saturday is not a day you're going to want to get out and do much. I'm going to come into the office for a while, but I'm not going to do anything else. I mean, really, this is a day you're not going to want to be out and about really doing anything with that kind of wind chill and any snow falling at all. The computer model now showing the snow ending sometime very early Sunday morning, probably just after midnight Saturday night, and it's going to take a while for it to melt as temperatures stay frigid for a few days. Now, this is the latest from the National Weather Service. It's a winter storm watch, and what you have here in the blue is the official area of the winter storm watch, and it goes from Friday evening through Saturday. The wording on this mentions 3 to 7 inches of snow. Now, if you're just north of that watch, we're not quite in the criteria where they think we get that deep of snow. They could change this. It's possible. The new computer model data is coming out just in the next hour or so, and I'll share that on 13 News at 10, probably on the night beat at 8:30 as well if I have it all in. But this is not a fence. That's not a snowstorm fence, and this is not the end of it. What this is setting up for is a winter storm watch. They ultimately will change over to a winter storm warning when the confidence is higher that this is going to happen. That's the area they want. So these areas just out of the winter storm watch, they would most likely go with a winter weather advisory, or when they go with winter storm warning for this area, they could go winter storm warning farther north. But with Shawnee County, just one county out, that doesn't mean that Shawnee County is not in the risk of seeing this storm. Again, even if the snow goes around us completely, this Arctic extremely cold wind chill is not going around us at all. There's a radar, Prairie Band Casino Resort Live Storm Tracker. Nothing now. We'll start to see snow moving to the area on Friday evening for sure. Right now, temperatures are reasonable. Again, you can still get out and about and do things. 19 degrees tonight for the overnight low, 17 in Seneca. That is not bad for this time of the year. Tomorrow, again, this is a decent day to prepare for this winter storm. And make sure you have the WIBW weather app downloaded. I'll send out updates and different things. And maybe the computer models will change and keep this thing south of it. Maybe the whole thing goes south of us. But again, the wind chill is not. The wind chill is going to be awful from this. Tomorrow's forecast highs close to 40. Again, you can get around and do all kinds of stuff tomorrow. Now, the European model, this is a computer model that goes out long range. And here's a big change from yesterday to today. Yesterday, the computer model had all this purple in Oklahoma. None of that was across the state line in Kansas. None of it was getting over more than about 30 miles into Missouri. But now you've got this 8 to 12 inch snow showing up on the computer model, getting up to areas like Wichita, getting almost to Burlington. But the darker blue here, which was farther than southeast Kansas, that's this 4 to 8. It has kicked that closer to us, closer to I-70. So that's why we're upping the urgency here on the storm versus the excitement level that I was communicating with you yesterday, because now it looks more significant for the snow in our area. Yesterday it looked like it might just be a lot of cold and a little snow, and now with the computer models that have just come in today, it looks more like the snow will be more significant farther north up here around us. So that's why the change in the forecast from yesterday versus today. Now, I am watching very closely as the computer models come in the next hour. The HRRR model is one we use a lot. It only goes out 48 hours though. So this latest run is only going to take me through 6 p.m. on Friday. That's not going to help with the snow totals. The NAM will come in probably by 9 o'clock. I should have that on 13 News at 10. I don't think I'll have it in time for the night beat at 8:30. We will see. But those two models I'm waiting to see if they take this big area purple and shove it back south. So we'll see. But that's what we're trying to figure out now is how far north does this deep snow go? Does it make it as far north as Topeka? Does it stay south from Burlington down to the Oklahoma state line? Now, another part of the storm that's interesting is this ice storm that's going to form from Dallas to Memphis. This area have circled off in black here. All of that's freezing rain, at least some glaze. There is circled off in black, and it's kind of messy. But this is where the computer model is seeing an inch or more of ice glaze possible. Now, in some spots it might be an inch of sleet, but an ice glaze of an inch will cause extreme damage and can take down power lines, and you can have power outages that last for weeks with something like that if it really plays out the way it looks on some of these models. All right, so again, I have this first alert weather day for Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Even if it doesn't snow, I'm concerned about these wind chill values. We might go 48 straight hours with a wind chill below zero. That's exceptional. We don't see that around here very often. Sunday looks like there's a little burst where the temperature jumps up a little bit, and the wind chill might get above zero, at least for a while on Sunday afternoon. But I'm talking it gets up to maybe 5 or 10 degrees. It's not warm, it's just not minus 15. So all of Friday and all of Saturday look like the wind chill is 10 degrees below zero or worse. Most of the snow falls Friday night into early Saturday. There's a second round of snow Saturday night into Sunday morning. And the totals on this, right now, Weather Service saying 3 to 7 inches in areas south of I-70, and they're not spitting out numbers yet from I-70 to the north. I'm going to try to give you a better idea on that on 13 News 9 at 10 once I get this latest computer model data in. But I'll go back one more time here and show you again the change from yesterday versus today and why our wording on this is more hyped up or more urgent or excited than it was yesterday. Is computer models had this area of purple, which is a whole lot of snow. None of that was in Kansas. It was all down in Oklahoma. And once you push that area of the 8 and 12s up, now the 4 and 8 goes farther up too. So that goes all up close to Topeka. And we're going to have to see how the computer models handle that this evening. And again, computer models are never perfect. They just give us a good idea of what is coming. So either way, even if we don't see any snow, I still expect to see this wind chill of minus 10 to minus 20 at times Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well, which is dangerous enough. And as far as any closings, cancellations, Friday, I don't expect to see snow falling in the morning or for the afternoon bus stop. So your kids are not going to be, unless somebody could do it because of the extreme cold wind chill. That's possible. But Saturday, actually Friday night football game or Friday night basketball games, some of those may be impacted. So keep that in mind. We'll update that as best we can. And then Saturday, whatever plans you have to be around the area, it's not going to be fun traveling. And even if it doesn't snow, still minus 10, minus 20 wind chills, hard to just get around and do anything anyway. And then Sunday, the snow should wrap up early. All right, I'm going to break off this live stream here. I'll see you on the night beat. That's at 8:30. And of course, I'll be on 13 News at 10 on WIBW TV. If you have questions, you can shoot them at me over on Facebook, WIBW Jeremy. I'll try to talk to you over there.